in terms of reaching perfection, I think you can take, I think the common approach today, I think there are two factors there. One is, I think, the understanding or the fear that even a single case in the wrong time with the wrong accidents that could cause a fatal result will be just too much to bear. So if human perhaps will see that the fatal accidents have happened with an autonomous vehicle, perhaps it will be very frightening to them to even agree to apply the technology. The other view of this, you can say we have this and that amount of casualties each year. So if we develop algorithms that can reduce this amount of casualties, let's say by a factor of 10, isn't that good enough? So I think you can look at these two approaches, and of course you will never know until you try it, right? So in order to validate that indeed the amount of casualties and so on is a factor of is an order of magnitude less, you will need to take these vehicles out and try it, right? So so I guess that's the back and forth. So Waymo, the approach Waymo is doing is very, you can say very careful. They do a lot of validation, they do a lot of simulation. In the first driving, of course, there was a human driver inside the vehicle monitoring the AI, seeing that everything is correct and so on. So they are trying to add many different types of fail cases, a lot of sensors, a lot of redundant information in order to increase this accuracy. Waymo is an example. They have 29 cameras, not a single camera, 29 cameras, LiDAR, radars, all this information in order to reduce the risk for this rare accident. But having all these, you know, if you look on the other directions, if you look at what will be the experience in driving in such a vehicle, then you could say if you are too safe, let's say the vehicle only drives at 30 miles per hour, it doesn't go above it because this allows you to get this amount of safety level. Perhaps the passenger would think this is basically too slow, this is not practical for my needs. So perhaps if the vehicle is too safe and it doesn't want to perform any cutting into different lanes because human drivers or other vehicles don't let it drive, perhaps the driving experience will be just bad. So I think there is a lot of tension there, and it's very interesting to see how it will evolve. But for sure, we'll not get to 100% accuracy. And in my opinion, there will have to be some decisions saying we're rolling this out, and let's see what happens. But there will also be a lot of safety checks. Perhaps they will launch it in very close scenarios to start with. Perhaps they'll put a lot of infrastructure on the road, communicating with the vehicle, telling them additional sensor, letting you know when there are other vehicles, when the lights are changing, and so on.